PEPPM Cooperative Purchasing Program is more technology focused. So our contracts are broken down into the kind of the following types of contracts. So specifically technology related are product line, or but we which are by brand, catalog contracts, a print managed solutions contract, and then also a marketplace solutions solicitation that was just awarded to Amazon Business, where you can view all those specific bid protected items on the PEPPM website. Similar to what Mark said with KPN, PEPPM follows a very similar bid process, researching categories and technology that's beneficial to schools and government agencies. We go to a lot of conferences and we meet a lot of vendors there that are interested in getting their products on a PEPPM contract to promote to school districts and other agencies. As Tom had mentioned as well, we do requests for bids in accordance with PA procurement. We also advertise similarly to KPN, where it's not just strictly in Pennsylvania, but in multiple states and in USA Today to cover the nation. We do also advertise on our websites as well as email vendors that have registered on our website. In addition to that, once we get our bid submissions back, we evaluate all the sealed bids, and we are going to award based on the lowest responsible bidder. And then the awards are then taken to our board of directors. And I won't go into the best practices again, but very similar to KPN, PEPPM has those best practices based on this process that we use for bidding. Just to get a little more in depth in the different type of contracts and products we have on contract, under our product line contracts, which I said are typically by brand, we have over 450 different brands currently on contract. And this is covering the whole scope of technology. It's your traditional Chromebooks, laptops, tablets, interactive whiteboards, but it also goes into your STEM and STEAM equipment. We have 3D printers, there's robots, there's drones, there's even specific curriculum for coding and teaching students how to code, as well as esports equipment, getting into screens and headsets and keyboards and everything. Vocational technology, we've gotten into some different trainers for automotive repair, for welding. We have CNC routers, metal 3D printers, and things like that that will help get students ready for a job in a different vocation. We have audio and video conferencing, from cameras to screens to microphones and speakers and things like that. PA and emergency notification systems for buildings, security products from cameras, video surveillance, even threat detection software that you can incorporate with your security system. Things like fleet management and tracking for buses, systems, and other public transportation, and then a whole slew of cybersecurity products and software as well. Another type of contract we have is a technology catalog. So this is getting away from brand specific, but more of a descriptive catalog for a group of technology. So we break it down into audiovisual products, or just general hardware and software, a little outside of the technology, but is an office and instructional supply catalog. Refurbished computer system and parts, which we are kind of seeing an uptick in that with schools that maybe who can't replace all of the devices for a class, maybe looking into buy some refurbished parts to help supplement those devices. Remanufactured ink and toner, as well as a wholesaler technology catalog, which is able to assign a lot of resellers to sell technology under that contract. For all of these technology catalogs, our awarded vendors, once they were awarded through the bid, do host their own website where you can search for all of the products that fall under their catalog category. And those links are all found on the PEPPM website. We have a managed print solutions contract for 3 different brands, HP, Lexmark, and Xerox. So if you're looking for someone to come in and manage your whole printer fleet, scanning fleet, things like that, they are able to do that through these contracts. And then finally, our marketplace solutions contract. This was a bid solicitation where we were asking for a marketplace of 300,000 to 1 million items that have been used by educational and public agencies. This is the second time we've gone out to bid for this contract, and we were able to really scope our second bid based on the products that were purchased through that first contract. This was advertised to a lot of vendors, and it was ultimately evaluated and awarded to Amazon Business. Specifically, this marketplace includes an array of products from break room supplies to first aid and safety, instructional and art supplies, maintenance repairs, more your operational janitorial supplies, as well as just general office supplies. This is something where if you're interested in using this with your agency, you can you would sign up on the PEPPM website, but then also work with your Amazon business rep to connect your district or agency's Amazon business account to the PEPPM contract. Again, I said this bid was for 300,000 to 1 million items, and those items are all listed on the PEPPM website, and then you can link directly to those items on Amazon Business's website. Similar to KPN, just giving you a brief synopsis of the PEPPM website so you can get on there and see what we have. There is a contracts tab at the top where you can search by contract. There's a registration and the login pages. Similar to KPN, registration is free. There's no obligation to use any of our contracts. It just will give you access to see the terms and conditions, the proof of advertising. And on PEPPM's case, we do list a lot of our products that are in our product line contracts, and you can see the unit pricing for unit of 1 that was under the bid. From the homepage, you can just search immediately for an item, and then the light blue bar at the bottom is where you can go to connect to the Amazon business or the marketplace contract and see the items under that contract. This is a screenshot of our contracts tab. Again, similar to KPN, all the contracts are listed and you can see the awarded vendor and click on the contract number to get more documentation. One of the differences is for PEPPM, if you do click on the contract name, that will then show you all of the items under whichever contract you are searching. So another way to search if you know exactly what brand or what product you want to look for. So you can click on the contract name and then see all the items, and if you're logged in, see the prices for them as well. This is what it would look like if you had clicked on the contract number. It gives you an overview of the contract. Again, there is a shop these line items link where you can see the items. There's an ordering instructions tab where you can see the contact information. One of the things that the PEPPM contracts allow is that whoever the awarded vendor is for a contract has the option to name authorized resellers to sell under their contract. Specifically, I have Dell up here. Dell has authorized a lot of different resellers throughout the country to sell Dell under the PEPPM contract, which just enables you to maybe work with a more local vendor as opposed to just the large manufacturer in this case, since Dell holds the contract. And then finally, the documentation tab, which is where you can see the terms and conditions, the proof of advertising, and the signed contracts and any extensions. This is the ordering instructions tab. So again, you can see the main contact for a contract, and then down below you can see the link where you can see the vendor contacts and ordering instructions, which includes the resellers. The PEPPM order process, a little different than KPN in the sense that we do ask you to send your orders to orders@peppm.org. Our PEPPM staff review the orders, make sure the pricing looks correct, that everything's in compliance with the contract, and then forwards that to the vendor. However, initially, we do ask you to reach out to the vendor or the authorized reseller that you would like to work with to get your quote. You do want to let them know you're interested in using the PEPPM contract for PEPPM pricing. And PEPPM does also allow for volume discounts. So those prices you see on the PEPPM website are kind of the ceiling price for a unit of 1, but a vendor can always offer you a lower price according to our terms and conditions. We do have a few contracts where you do order directly from the vendor, including Apple, Amazon Business, CDW, and Dell. You all have the ability to work directly with them for the purchase. So that is all for PEPPM. All of our contact addresses are up here. I think you can find them all on our websites as well.